Hey guys, welcome in. I'm so excited to host tonight's IG Live talking about how to stay active during the holidays. I'm Umama. I'm going to be guiding us through today's IG Live as we navigate how to stay active, set some realistic goals, and hold ourselves accountable for being consistent with our movement. Now, I'm going to give a few people some time to trickle in, and while we're doing that, I'm trying to figure out which patch I'm going to put on tonight. It's about 8 p.m., so I'm trying to settle into the night. So typically during the end of the day, I'm either putting on my relax patch or my sleep patch. But I've definitely, like a lot of you guys, have been traveling a lot for the holidays. So I was on a 6-hour plane ride and my back was starting to hurt a little. But I did have my sleep patch, so that helped me sleep throughout my trip and then relax. But now I'm going to actually relax with this patch on. But as you guys start to trickle in, I'd love to hear where you guys are traveling, what your holiday plans are, because I'm going to help you guys through making sure we set realistic goals for ourselves. But first, let's get our patch on. So you can see this is my transdermal. I decided on the relax patch. This one actually has the CBD in it, so definitely good for ending the night as a nightcap. So my favorite places to put it, typically right on my wrist. This is where I have no hair, but I put it a little up here so it doesn't stretch my skin. And then that's it. So let's go ahead and dive in today. Guys, today we've got 10 tips on how to stay active during the holidays. But here's tip number 1. Have grace. It is the end of the year. And if you didn't realize it, we are still living through a global pandemic. So it is so important for us to remind ourselves our bodies are strong. We've survived this long. We've been able to pivot and be able to navigate social life as well as our personal life and goals. So being able to say that, hey, I can stay active by just having a positive mindset, moving my body every day, breathing, and trying to eat as good, nutritious food as possible. So tip number 1 is have grace for yourself. Now, what I like to do with my mindset is try to focus more on movement than I do on working out per se. Let's think about it, right, guys? We are traveling. We have so many holiday parties, or it's the end of the year and we are just so burnt out. So many of us have been working from home or we have been going back to the office, and it's a lot to take in. So we want to slow down and remind ourselves that we are working for our heart health and for our mental health and for our social health. I like to call this our wellness ecosystem, making sure we check off the boxes of our social, emotional, and mental health. And being able to check in on those 3 things, or your macronutrients for your active lifestyle, allow you to actually stay a well-balanced person. Now, having grace is number 1, and then number 2 is focusing on movement. And movement is something as simple as getting down and doing 2 push-ups, and then the next day doing 3. Or what most doctors and nutritionists and health experts suggest for us to do is just to move and walk 3 times a week. That's it. So many people overcomplicate how to lose weight and how to gain muscle and how to work out consistently. But guys, none of that matters unless we start off with the basics, right? We got to crawl before we ball. So it starts with first walking. What I like to do is I don't give myself any pressure to get in any strength if I'm just getting started, right? If this is your New Year's resolution to lead an active lifestyle, but you are currently kind of sedentary or your workouts are kind of all over the place, just focus on the next 3 weeks as you're just like crawl before you ball movements. 3 days, 30 minutes. That's it. Do not do anything extra. Do not do anything more. Because what we want to do is start to learn self-trust. the ability to be able to follow through on the commitments that we have for ourselves. Sometimes we tend to have these like very big goals of like, I'm going to do ClassPass this day. I'm going to do strength training. I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a day, do 2 a days. And then we have these high bars. And then when we consistently not reach them, we tend to let ourselves down. And we tend to tell ourselves, okay, wait, then I can't work out at all. So we should be switching our mindset from this all or nothing mentality to, hey, I'm going to just show up and move because my body deserves it today. So now, in most places, I get it. It is cold out there. So ideally, we want to walk outside. It gets our heart rate up. Also, being able to connect with nature is just such a beautiful thing and allows us to really just stop and be in the moment. But if that's not an option for you, then I definitely recommend hopping on a treadmill. Something I've seen go viral on TikTok and work really, really well for people is having your incline set at 12 and your speed set at 3 miles per hour and walking for 30 minutes. Now, this is kind of like a high intensity interval training cardio workout. If your goal is to lose fat and to maintain your muscle, then this is a really great way to walk. So 12, 3, 30. Now, I sometimes, after a long vacation, I really am just trying to focus on getting my body moving. So for me, I keep it at a 0 incline and a 3.5 miles per hour, and I just stay consistent for 20 to 30 minutes. And then what I do is the next day I show up for cardio, whether it's the next day or every other day, I just go up 1 mile per hour. So at the beginning of the week, it's 3.5, then I'll go 3.6, then 3.7. So we're incrementally being able to help our heart rate increase, but also we're challenging ourselves more and we're doing it consistently. Now, I also have just started getting into running. Now, running is super great if you can get into it, you have your mindset straight. I use the Couch to 5K app. Highly, highly recommend it to you. It actually guides you through your running and tells you to run for 1 minute and then walk for like 1 minute. Run, and then you kind of build up your pace with every workout that you do. So don't worry, guys. In the comments, I'm going to write out all the apps and workouts that I'm going to suggest here today, so you'll be able to screenshot them. So recommendation number 1 is Couch to 5K. Great app, guides you through your walking. Now, Peloton also has an app that has guided runs as well. They have the Peloton treadmill machine if you want to use that, or you just download the app and do it on your own treadmill. Either way, their trainers are super encouraging and so much fun. So highly, highly recommend. But regardless of how you train, 3 days a week, 30 minutes. Now, when you can find yourself being accountable for that for at least 2 weeks, that's when you want to add in at least one strength training exercise. Now, this is where tip number 3 comes in, where I recommend people to choose one strength training workout either in the form of a group or with a workout buddy or a training app. The reason for this is accountability. Now, during the holidays, we are either surrounded by friends, family, or maybe we aren't surrounded by them, but we are longing for it. A group activity is the greatest way to be able to feel that sense of connection, accomplishment, as well as consistency. You have someone holding you accountable to show up. Now, I just got my parents to start working out, and this was a huge feat for me. Now, every time I come over, they're like, hey, do you guys want to go for a walk? Do you want to play badminton? So it's a weekly activity. Now, this is something in the fitness world we called an active rest day. If you are just playing sports or, just doing something to get your heart rate lightly up. I think it is a great way to get strength training in, as well as being able to make good memories. When we are talking about how to build relationships during the holidays and throughout the entire year, building a skill together is the best way to speed up friendships and relationships. Actually, there's real studies on this, guys. So studies say that it takes 60 hours to build a real friendship. And for so many of us that moved to a new city, or, we just graduated college, started a new job, or, coming out of a pandemic, just awkward making friends as adults, right? Like, I get it, but that's why fitness is such a great catapult into being able to meet other people with similar interests, but also being able to do something that's good for yourself. So highly recommend joining apps like ClassPass or joining a sports league. I have the best time. I play flag football, and that's a great way for me to know I have once a week on my schedule that I'm scheduled to see my friends and to work out at the same time. It knocks out two birds with one stone, but something that I've started to do with my family and friends every holiday season is have an annual football game. My parents tend to like more badminton, but my friends love flag football. So we play co-ed flag football. And it has become this annual tradition. So I definitely think this is such a great way to get your family active, as well as connect with your friends. Now, other apps. If you are just okay, I don't play sports, I'm not quite ready to go do ClassPass and try out different gyms, don't worry. At-home workouts, we've learned during the pandemic, are so effective. But it's only effective if you stay consistent with a certain routine. Now, this is where a lot of people get lost because, trust me, I've tried so many apps, and I'm not one that actually enjoys working out at home. I love being able to have the accountability of other people, and it definitely pushes me. But these are a few apps that while I was at home, it really worked out with the space that I have. I mean, I don't have much space in my apartment here, so I definitely had to get very creative. And the best apps I've found, once again, we will list them below. The Sweat app. If you are a beginner or you have had some light experience with strength training, I believe Sweat's app is the most transformative. Now, I personally have lost 20 pounds in 12 weeks with this program with BBG 1.0, which is featured on the app. If you just follow Kayla Encinas on Instagram, you're just going to see the amazing transformation photos and you will be sold. I think the workout program is phenomenal, mainly because it is very low equipment. It is only 28 minutes, guys, literally 28 minutes, and your body can totally transform. So highly recommend Sweat, and they have so many different workout programs as well as a meal plan. So definitely find the program that works for you. I believe they have a free trial. So during the holidays, you can try it out. And if it feels good for you, then you're ready to go in the new year. No worries. Now, once again, I think Volt is a really great app if you are more into athletic training, strength training, or you have a sports background and you just need some more agility type of workouts. This is by far my favorite app. It has made me stronger. It's made me more agile. It's made me faster. But also my confidence on the app has gone up so much. So once again, they also have at-home programs meant for any type of athlete. So highly recommend the Volt app. And then lastly, I will recommend YouTube workouts. There is nothing wrong with following your old school kind of video program. Actually, on my TV right now, I have this. I wonder if you can see. So I have this TikTok tutorial dance video I'm going to be doing, which comes to my next tip. While you are staying active during the holidays, make these TikTok videos. Guys, I'm telling you, these dances, they take so much energy to learn. I have no idea how this Gen Z just gets it like this. It takes me 20 to 30 minutes. If you also feel that, definitely comment below so I know it's not just me. But I watch a bunch of these TikTok tutorial videos, and the trainers actually take you through step by step how to do the dance. Now, I'm super awkward in my body with dance, but it is so empowering to move my body in a different way. Now, I'm more of an athlete, so I like more stiff, strong movements, but dance forces me to really just be in the moment, define my own movements, and to really just be focused on moving and hearing the music. So this is why I love TikTok. Every time I go to an event now, a wedding, a holiday party, I'm always the girl that's like, hey, here's the TikTok we're going to be making. And it's a great way to get people's bodies moving, laughing, and then you have an asset that comes out of it, which is a really funny video or really talented video, depending on your crew. So I definitely recommend trying out a TikTok tutorial dance and have your family all get into it. My parents have loved it. And I just did it at a wedding too with like 20 people. So you could definitely get a lot of people involved. Now, next is on the theme of getting your family involved is minute to win it games. Now, if you guys grew up in the 90s, you might have remembered like the Nickelodeon slime TV shows and Zoom, where we did all these different activities and you had to do it in less than a minute. So here's some ones that I did at my Friendsgiving party that got people moving and got them laughing, and as well as breaking a sweat by the end of the night. So first was landmine. So what you want to do is lay down a couple of cups on the floor, and each person has a partner. One person is blindfolded, and the other person has to tell the blindfolded person how to navigate through the cups without stepping on them. So you want to avoid the landmines. So they got to kind of hop around, they get agile, they have to jump. So you can make the courses as heavy duty as you want. Something my family always does is we love doing our own obstacle courses, and it's a way to kind of help us build up our appetites before we start eating. So definitely really fun. And we also did a pumpkin sweep. So you grab these giant pumpkins and you get those like brooms, those cinnamon brooms you can find at the grocery store, and you have to like get it to the finish line. So kind of works your like biceps and like your core, and also makes for really great funny photos and videos too. So really great way to make it into a partner game activity. Now, I also recommend, on the topic of just like getting people active before they even show up for the holidays, is do a Fitbit or a Apple Watch or a Peloton, whatever challenge. This way, whoever is hosting the holiday party can actually give the gift to the person that got the most steps in, right? Or maybe they got in the most workouts. I highly recommend not focusing on calories, instead focusing on who hit their goals, because everyone's goals are different. Everyone's bodies are different. And if you can be that person that sends it out to your family, you'll definitely become a favorite. I will highly recommend that. And then lastly, I would just say focus on sleep. Sleep fitness is huge this year. We're learning all this research from scientists that are showing that deeper sleep actually leads to better brain health, leads to better focus and energy and being able to actually stay active. And what we have to realize is our body has to recover. Just like I mentioned when we got started at the beginning, we gotta have a little grace for ourselves. And that grace can show up in our sleep. And that's why I just put on the sleep patch. This is actually my relax patch right here. But it just reminds me that it's just important to focus on 7 to 8 hours. What I like to do is use the Sleep Cycle app, and I focus on hitting my REM cycles. So your REM cycles happen in an hour and a half intervals. You want to make sure you get at least 4 of those REM cycles in during your sleep. Now, obviously, that's like weird to track on your own. So this app, actually, you sit it right by your bedside and it records your sleep. If you snore or talk in your sleep, it's really funny. It'll record all that and tell you in the morning. So that makes for some fun, but allows me to actually hold myself accountable for going to bed, making sure I take time to relax, and also sleeping in. It's the end of the year, guys. We've done so much. It is time to relax. So once again, some recommendations I would say is keep the Sleep Cycle app. I have an 8 sleep bed. which also regulates the temperature of my bed, so I can make sure that it's cool when I'm going to sleep, but when I wake up, it's kind of warm. And the bed is kind of strange, but also really cool. It vibrates to wake up, so it makes sure that I stay asleep longer. But also at nighttime, I've definitely been regularly using my sleep patch. Once again, super easy. I just put it right on my wrist right here. Depending on how hairy you are, I also put it on my shoulder here sometimes, or right on my kind of like waist area. Super easy, and I can definitely tell the quality of my sleep when I use the patches over pills has definitely increased. None of the fillers, none of the sugars, none of the bad stuff, just all of the good sleep. So guys, is the end of the year. So much to celebrate and so much to be grateful for. But having really great, strong bodies, strong hearts, strong minds is really what will continue to help us stay strong throughout the next year. So I'm really, really excited for you guys. And like I said, I will make sure to drop all the app recommendations in the comments so you guys see them all. But I'm so happy to have you guys here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to slide into our DM here, and I will make sure to answer them. But with that being said, guys, we are all here to make sure we are well, and we want to be able to give well as well. So thank you guys, and so happy to be representing On Me and all that they do to keep us safe and fulfilled throughout the year. So thanks guys, thanks for hopping on.